2007, the UK market for clothing and footwear industry was worth an estimate of £49 billion. This lucrative market accounts for 6% of the total consumer spending. In this video, we'll be using Ben Sherman as an example to focus on the industry's structure, challenges, opportunities, as well as the key factors for success. The products within the fashion industry have a short life cycle, which means the launch and the maturity level is quick. Being a competitive market like Ben Sherman, they have to ensure that they refresh the product range many times within the year. If the product ranges are refreshed every year, that ensures they remain in the market as well as avoids any dips in their sales. The industry is mainly consumer orientated market as well as price led. With the fashion industry being so big, it has to be broken down into separate segments in order to be able to satisfy target market needs. The fashion industry tends to be split into three segments. The lower end examples include Primark and supermarkets owned fashion ranges, middle market, Ted Baker, Ben Sherman as well as Bench, and the higher end or the luxury market consisting of designer brands such as Gucci and Prada.
We'll be focusing on middle market companies who target consumers aged between 18 to 30. These consumers are willing to pay extra money for quality and promise individuality. Companies such as Bench and Ben Sherman focus their brands on the music industry as well as uniqueness. But even with strong brands, fashion retailers are still faced with numerous challenges. These may be the economic downturn and continuous technological developments. For example, Ben Sherman have responded to the economic downturn by licensing out the kidswear and footwear businesses to separate companies. This ensured they cut down on their costs and they're still bringing in a royalty-based income. Online retailing has really taken off in the past few years. It now accounts for 9% of the total fashion market share. This forces companies to enter new channels of distribution. Ben Sherman have responded to this by relaunching their website in February 2007. The website now offers an online ordering service, fashion updates on their ranges and events, as well as just retaining their customers and offering them a new place where they can shop. But fashion retailers' biggest challenge is retaining the customers. As mentioned previously, the product life cycle within the fashion industry is very short. So companies such as Ben Sherman and their closest rival, Ted Baker, are forced to update the product ranges several times in a year to keep them updated and retain their customers. We'll now go back to the studio and speak to our fashion experts who will let us know what the key success factors are within the fashion industry.
Hello, my name is Monica. I will be taking you through the key factors of success in the fashion industry. The first key factor is brand recognition. As the fashion industry is very competitive, the company needs to have a distinct and unique brand. The second key factor is target audience, which is a particular group of people identified as the projected recipient of a product, also called target population. Ben Sherman's target audience are young people from about the age of 16 to 30, people who also like music and who wants to wear quality goods at a medium price. And the third key factor is differentiation strategy, which is an approach under which a firm aims to develop and market unique products for different customer segments. This strategy is usually implied where the firm has clear competitive advantages. Ben Sherman provides unique and individual clothing, footwear and accessories. And now we'll be passing you to the industry analysts who will discuss the fashion industry threats and opportunities for the next 5 years. Goodbye for now.
So what are the threats and opportunities in the industry in the next 5 years? Mintel and Keynote reports suggest that industry continues to decline. In 2007, Mintel reported that clothing and footwear industry account for 6% of the total consumer spending. This is the lowest proportion in history. The main reason for that is dropping prices of these products. Most clothing and footwear items cost much less than they did a few decades ago. The key determinant for this is the outsourcing of the manufacturing process to countries that offer cheap labor costs, such as China, Vietnam and Bangladesh. The industry is also in a very unfavorable business cycle. The economy is still in the worst recession. Consumers are cutting back on spending on clothing more than any other category. The economic downturn squeezing spending power, and the pressure is likely to continue. The fierce competition is another threat that industry faces. A number of competitors have entered the market, such as Asda and Tesco, as well as discount chains like Primark, and they gained a substantial share of the market. Demographical factors will also impact the industry, with 15 to 25 demographical segment expected to contract by 3%. This will make trading even more competitive at the young end of the market, which is already price-led.
Many other companies have embraced socio-cultural changes and marketed themselves as sustainable fashion brands. These include brands such as Armana, Annie Greenabel and Beyond Skin. While this is not the unique selling point of Ben Sherman, management have recognised that this should be on the agenda. The website of Ben Sherman's parent company, Oxford Inc., details the CSR guidelines and also the details of Oxford's charitable foundation. However, in the consumer's eye, this attitude may not be directly associated with Ben Sherman. Another opportunity, the use of licensing, has also enabled an increased penetration of foreign markets. As of February 2, 2008, our licensed distribution partners operated 13 retail stores located in Australia, Asia, Europe and the Middle East. As you can see, this allows the company to continue with the strategy of scaling back high liquidity based operations while still maintaining an increasing brand exposure to the global market.
On the brighter side, there are also emerging opportunities in the industry, such as social-cultural changes. There is an increasing interest by consumers in ethical issues related to fashion industry, such as labor conditions and environment. This trend is likely negatively affect multiple discount stores. However, it will favor players at the high end of the market. Technological changes will provide vast opportunity for players in the industry. Because online fashion is becoming increasingly popular, especially among younger generation. Also, UK's vital high street is more populated by men than women. Although men's spending online falls well short of those on gadgets and technology, the best design and most efficient websites are likely to succeed even where the brand have not succeeded on the high street.
Ben Sherman has been receptive to this industry decline with an ongoing effort to reposition the brand within the UK. This is a long-term strategy with losses forecast in the short term, as demonstrated by the following comments. Though our strategy of moving away from lower tiered businesses and transitioning to more upscale retailers is slowing top line growth, we are confident that it will lead to a brand with enhanced integrity and higher margin potential in the long term. This brand repositioning will reflect the change in preferences due to socio-demographic change. As the graph shows, this has the effect of fully differentiating the brand from the low cost segment by moving it from the medium cost segment into the segment focused on higher quality. This strategy assumes that the decreased amount of sales will be made up for by proportionally higher revenue from the increased price premium, therefore implying slightly inelastic demand. The fall in confidence due to the unfavourable business cycle also has effects on the financing of the business. The reduction in loanable funds due to the effect of the recession will have a direct effect on the ability of Ben Sherman to procure debt in order to finance its operations. As of February 2, 2008, we had approximately $72.9 million outstanding under our US revolving credit facility. As we can see from this statement, the failure to meet at least this amount in borrowing facilities when the current ones mature will lead to an insufficient funds for operational requirements, thus requiring a further scaling back of operations. Therefore, under the current climate, most companies will adopt conservative strategies based on the aim of survival. One other threat is that from trade regulations. These are agreements such as the duty rates on cotton and wool product categories. These can cause a reduced markup on garments that are brought into these trade-protected unions, such as the USA and the EU, which are two of Ben Sherman's main markets. Also, the effect of the increasing amount of Chinese imports into the USA have led to an agreement on quotas on certain textile goods at the end of 2008. This move stands also to be repeated by other World Trade Organization member states, which could pose a deep issue for Ben Sherman's globalisation strategy.